On October 13th, we have Pluto, the sign of power and transformation, turning direct at the very first degree of Aquarius, which is the sign of eccentricity. It's the sign of the future. It's the sign of the visionary. It's also the sign of the collective. So Pluto is all about power, and for the past year or so, it's been making this dance between the very last degree of Capricorn and the very first degree of Aquarius. Capricorn represents top-down structures like governments and social structures. And it can also represent things that are traditional, things that are old, things that are outdated. Whereas Aquarius represents the new, it represents collectives, it represents the future, things that haven't been seen or made before because we have to make them. So this power dynamic, it's playing out on a collective level right now. We're seeing the fascists in control at the top, doing their best to, rein in their grip on power, but that's not working because they can feel that the power of the people is rising. And that's happening because of Pluto and Aquarius. It's a very big deal. You don't have to take my word for it. If you just Google Pluto and Aquarius, you can see that a lot of astrologers have been talking about this for quite some time. But what's interesting too about this is that it doesn't just play out on a collective level, right? Like power is always something that's going to play out personally in our personal lives. So, where in your life does the power lie? Like who's holding the power? And are you seeing that changing, especially over the past year and more specifically since May when Pluto went retrograde? How have the power dynamics in your life changed? Are you feeling more accountable to yourself rather than a traditional outdated structure, for example, a 9-to-5 job? Are you starting that business that's based on, the hobby that may seem a little weird, but it makes you really happy and it relates directly to who you are as a true authentic person? So these are the types of questions that Pluto is going to ask us, and it's going to put us through a little bit of a ringer. But the good news is that now that it's going direct, we're going to have a lot of that momentum for the new in our lives coming forward, even though we've been asked to leave behind things that might have been in our lives for a very long time. They just might not be working for us anymore. So if you're interested, guys, I can offer you a stars and cards reading. And these readings have been really insightful for people because what they do is they take a look at the current transit. So for example, this Pluto direct, I'll take a look at what that means for your personal birth chart, the planets that it's talking to in your birth chart. And then I'll pull intuitive tarot to give you more of that guidance from your spirit guides as to the next steps, the next moves that you want to be making in your life. So if you're interested in that, guys, again, it's called Stars and Cards, link in bio. And I hope this transit is a really beneficial and transformational one for you.